to you viewer to the Nowcast on Westnile Television, where we give you the daily news bulletins of the day. Every day, my name is Ukumaringa Christine. Before we dive into any of the stories, let's first have a look at the news that has made headlines. In the headlines today, Westnile Horticulture Strategic Development Plan 2023-2028 launched in Arua City.
I take the opportunity to launch the Westnile Horticulture Strategic Plan.
Infertility on the rise in the Westnile region.
Nowadays, infertility cases it is going high. It's going high, and it's going high because of the first things from my own side. It is because of modernity.
And Pagirinya Primary School received a 4-unit block for teachers in Ajumani district. This and more in the Nowcast News Bulletin.
We were able to construct teachers' house of this nature, 5 of them. And Pagirinya happens to be one of them, and because of the population.
A warm welcome, viewer, to the Nowcast on Westnile Television. Now let us dive into some of the stories of the day. Now, Westnile Development Association, WENDA, in conjunction with Mooney University Makerere Business School Arua Campus, Westnile leaders and partners unveiled and launched the Westnile Horticulture Strategic Development Plan 2023-2028, with the chief unveiler as the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Quiltrin Grace Freedom, at Mooney University Conference Hall in Arua City. Let's have more on that story. The Westnile Development Association, WENDA, in conjunction with Mooney University Makerere Business School, Westnile leaders and partners unveiled and launched the Westnile Horticulture Strategic Development Plan with the aim of improving the production and market of horticulture through the sharing of farming interventions at Mooney University in Arua City. The chief guest of the unveiling was the State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Quiltrin Grace Freedom.
So I take the opportunity to launch the Westnile Horticulture Strategic Plan, and I bless it so that it can succeed and change the lives of the people of Westnile. I say all this for the
During the launch, the stakeholders attributed mindset in the youths as a challenge that has greatly affected the horticulture sector in the region.
In this project, we have been pushing the agenda of sensitizing the communities, especially on issues related to post-harvest handling and mindset change. First, need knowledge. Partners are doing their part, government is doing their part. But we also call all of you who are here to be also agents of this change. And we appreciate that today, after learning about the listing of vegetables with mangoes, we become change agents.
In order to promote and sustain the horticulture industry in Westnile, we need to put in strategies that will undo the factors affecting the production of these crops in this sub-region. In my own opinion, these factors include, but they are not limited to this I'm going to talk about. One is mindset change. Many young people have a mentality of getting rich quick while having an insatiable appetite for good life. You have organized this workshop at the right time. It's my belief that the outcomes of this meeting will yield strategies that will guarantee food security and also improve household incomes in this region, hence transforming the lives of our people. Thank you very much for the visionary and transformative leadership you are offering for this region. Wenda, you have got my assurance as the Chief Executive of this university that our partnership with you will continue, and together we should strive hard to address transformation of our people and transformation of this region.
Horticulture launch is timely, and I want some Chair and your team for having come up with this innovation. We have the issue of mindset. When I was looking at Westnile as a region, as a sub-region, our soils, 98% are good. It is animal soils. we can farm, and with tomatoes, it doesn't require a big or vast land. Even 1 acre can pull you out of poverty.
State Minister for Northern Uganda, Honorable Kurutrin Grace Freedom, appealed to the stakeholders to integrate horticulture and other farming initiatives into the Parish Development Model Program.
People from Westnile, we have a challenge. We have a challenge of attitude. We have a challenge of consistency, of sustainability. When we do one thing, one time we get excited, to the extent the second time we cannot do. Really. And the burden is on one sector, on one group, the women. Horticulture is going to be an easy thing. It will attract the youth. It will earn income because of the turnover. And this is what the youth want. But also you elders. This is also what you can do. And I want to appeal right from the set, right from the onset, that much as we are talking about PDM, we can integrate horticulture in the PDM. Under the coffee plantations, please do. Doesn't take a lot of land. Even this size of land is big. Half of this space here can bring you income. This strategy we are going to launch, I implore you, let's give an example. It doesn't take much time. Actually, growing vegetables is exciting. It's not as tedious as planting cassava. So I encourage us, because it can be a market to supply Congo, to supply Sudan, even to go back to Kampala. We can in this Westnile. So this is my homework to you. Let's be proud of our vision.
Over 10.7 billion shillings alone is spent on the importation of vegetables in the Westnile region. The launch and the dissemination of the Westnile Horticulture Strategic Development Plan to all the districts of the Westnile region will improve on household income and address unemployment in the region. Okumuringa Christine for Westnile Television, Nowcast. And more in our stories, the cases of infertility are on the rise in the Westnile sub-region, with women being the most affected. This is part of the information from BF Suma, an entity providing reproductive care. Farish Majid reports.
With the increasing demand for DNA in the country, which is an indication of the rising cases of infertility in the country. According to the studies conducted by BF Suma, an entity providing families with reproductive care, the rate of infertility among couples in the Westnile sub-region is rising. This revelation was made during a training exercise of the locals at the BF Suma offices in Arua City that attracted over 100 people. Zulu Mudashir, a trainer at the organization, says the infertility cases are common not only among families who are newly married, but also among those who already have children.
Like in Westnile, this case is very common. You find that many people are suffering from infertilities. Others also doing what? Others have given birth. They have one child, others having 2 to 3 kids. But you find that what? For them to get more, it will also be a problem.
He blames the rising cases to modernity, which has given birth to pornography and emergency pills that interfere with the body's normal operations.
Nowadays, infertility cases, it is going high. It's going high, and it's going high because of the first thing. From my own side, it is because of modernity. Because modernity has actually introduced many things to us, and now we who are yet young, we always do what we also see things from the. We always see things which are happening outside there, whereby it is also attracting us, also encouraging us. Now you find that what a man with also his girlfriend or his fiancé, this person also, okay, these people, they will just also feel like to do what? To satisfy themselves. Now in that process, you'll find that they can get what? They can also happen to do what? They can also, a man can also happen to make a lady pregnant accidentally. They'll find that since they realize that this lady, she's not in her safe days, automatic, this man or these people will go for what? Will go for emergency pill. And this emergency pill, for sure, though it is okay, but this emergency pill, they suppress our normal hormones. The hormones like estrogens and progesterones. They will suppress those two hormones. After suppressing those hormones, you'll find that the next time, at that point where these people are now planning, or they want to see their child, you find that what? The hormones are now disorganized, the hormones are not balanced, and automatic, that child will not come at that expected time.
Similarly, Amakusam, a trainer and health expert of reproductive health at BF Suma, attributes the rising infertility cases to poor feeding and lifestyle among the locals, where the food consumed is grown by the help of chemicals.
People are using a lot of things that are being produced by using chemicals, and the chemicals can reduce can clear all the natural, nutrients that you can get. And now, after the deficiency of those ones, like the foods that we are now buying in the market, most of them actually we are not eating the correct food. Take our cabbage, take our green vegetable. You see, when you go to posho and the rest, they are polished. So people are not naturally, people are not feeding natural. People are feeding in artificial things. That's where the body system gets lots of things, challenges because of that poor feeding.
Infertility is a condition where you can't get pregnant after at least 1 year of trying to conceive. Medical experts say many treatment options are available for people who may be suffering from infertility. Farish Majid, Westnile TV, NILE CAST.
And more in our stories, Pagirinya Primary School in Adjumani District has received a 4-unit teacher's house. The resident district commissioner of Adjumani, who was the guest of honor at the handover event, encouraged the teachers to upgrade so as to avail more opportunities for themselves. Unzima Alan and Alessi Joan report.
Teachers of Pagirinya Primary School have received a 4-unit block for accommodation. During the handover ceremony, Tabandeta Peter, the resident district commissioner of Adjumani, urged the teachers to go for upgrade courses so as to add value to themselves.
I'm calling upon all of you. The standard the government wants is degree holders. So if you are not also trying to add on what you have, we'll push you out of this house and give it to somebody else. So when you are seated there, you also be thinking of adding weekend program, online program. Please add something to what you have. This is my advice to you, because for us we have too many of them, we don't know where to put them.
The head teacher of the school, Tabo Richard, thanked the local leaders for the project and assured them of proper maintenance.
Thank you for bringing this project to us. We are longing for more staff rooms to accommodate us here so that we deliver our services as expected of us. Now that this house is completed and today you are giving it to us, we are going to take good care of it and use it as expected. I know it is not enough, but the little we have received will help us to wait for the more.
Richie Charles, the district local councillor for Pakele Town Council and the chair for Refugee Affairs, thanked the contractor for the good work and advised that the gaps left behind be filled for full completion of the building.
My other senior leaders, I'm so much happy for all the initiative that you have come up with for the population of Pagirinya. I would not love to say a number of things, but I want to thank the contractor for the good work he has done. However, the gaps that we have identified we feel should be worked on with immediate effect.
The Adjumani District Education Officer, Robert Dima, asked the teachers to use the structure to ease management of the large pupil population.
Because of the population, that's one thing why we chose this place, so that the teachers are here to be able to manage the big population at all times. We also had to choose Pagrinya because, this last financial year, government added the 7 settlement schools to their government schools. So Pagrinya is also one of them. And these constructions for the teachers' house went to 4 of such schools. We had only 1 school that was ours in the host, but the other 4 went to these new schools that were coded.
Reporting for Westnile Television, Alessi Joan and Onjima Alan.
And more in our stories, Uganda's ambassador to Iran, Muhammad Tesikuba Kisambira, has passed away. Kisambira reportedly breathed his last on Thursday at Tehran Hospital. On Friday, the Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, confirmed Kisambira's demise, noting that the government is working on transporting his remains back to Uganda for burial. Kisambira has been serving as Uganda's ambassador to Iran since 2020, following his appointment by the President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni.
Viewers, my name is Oraku Benson Pastore and you are most welcome for today's edition of Sports News at Westnile TV. In one of the stories we have got for you today, Westnile Development Association have set themselves together with Westnile Sports Association to see that they improve the image of sporting activities in the region. The purpose of the convention is to celebrate the milestone that has been made by the different sporting personalities and at the same time productive engagements coming from the different stakeholders and at the same time lay strategies to improve the sporting activities in the region. Let's have the compiled story.
Westnile Development Association, WENDA, together with the Westnile Sports Sector Development, is set to hold the Westnile Sports Sector Annual Convention with the motto Developing the Future Champions Now on the 19th of August 2023 at Muni University in Arua City. The purpose of this sport convention is to provide an open and inclusive space for celebrating milestones made by our sports personalities, hold productive stakeholder engagements, and lay strategies for exploring untapped sporting potential and talent in the region.
During that day, we shall celebrate some of our great sports personalities we have in the region, in football, in netball, in athletics. You can mention any other discipline in sports. We shall be able to celebrate them on that day. And of course, the main purpose is to raise funds. We're going to have a pool for funds where we want to support the sports sector in terms of the athletes themselves, in terms of facilities, and all that. That simply means that as a region, we need to come together, but also most importantly, we need to have partners on board. Larry, Greg Fenny, who won 2 gold medals at the Special Summer Olympics, will be with us on that day, which is a great thing. We shall also have the State Minister for Sports, who will be with us. We shall also have our ministers within Northern Uganda here, and all the local council 5s, the district chairpersons across the region will also be available for the convention. Engineer Honorable Moses Magogo, who will be part of the panel, because we're going to have a discussion on that day pertaining sports and its growth, and how best we can grow as a region and as a country. And the chief guest, of course, we shall have a word from Larry. We shall have our sports personalities in the house. So it's going to be a marvelous day for Westnile.
Mike Letty, the Vice Chairperson for the Westnile Sports Sector Development, thanks WENDA for taking up this initiative to support sports sector in the region.
We have a number of activities that are lined up, starting with the meetings, brainstorming meetings, engagements, conversations with a number of stakeholders, and we hope all factors held constant. We shall be having big personalities coming around to educate us, to share with us, and to help us develop. We have people like Engineer Moses Magogo lined up to be one of the keynote speakers. We're so grateful to WENDA, who has taken this initiative seriously. And by the grace of God, at the end of it all, we'll have a big blast. And beyond 19th of August, we will have set the wheels in motion.
Moses Akumu Odimas, the Executive Director of WENDA, took the opportunity to unveil the sports coordination brand, which is called the Westnile Sports Talent Development Initiative, a structure constituted out of all the sports sectors in the region.
They were here in this press conference to unveil a sports coordination brand, which is called the Westnile Sports Talent Development Initiative. Now, this initiative is a structure that is going to be constituted out of all the sports sectors in the region, and that includes football, it includes netball, it includes athletics, it includes rugby, it includes volleyball, it includes golf, mention all the rest, even swimming. But very importantly, this convention that we are planning to host on the 19th of August in Moni University is also an opportunity for the region to celebrate the double gold winning by Larry, who won just 2 double gold medals in swimming competition in Germany. And we are glad also to say at the moment we got news of one of our own sisters here. She's called Achiru, who won a silver medal in 800 meters in the University Games competition in China. And many of our sports personalities who have excelled. And so this platform is intended to actually rally all the sports sector in the region under one roof, coordinated by the leadership that is going to be constituted by apex representatives of all the sports associations in the region. And our motto for this convention is, or our tagline is, developing the future champions now. And that's what we would like to do. Through sports, we can also be able to grow revenue base of the local governments that we have in the region, and even urban centers will get transformed as a result of promoting sports in our region.
The Westnile Sports Sector Annual Convention will be held on the 19th of August 2023 at Moni University to recognize the direct contribution of sport to the regional growth, employment and social cohesion in the Westnile region. Okumuringa Christine for Westnile Television, Nowcast.
Away from that story, in another story for you today, Uganda is set to face South Africa for the second time in the ongoing netball tournament in South Africa. The first encounter between the two sides ended in a 52-50 win in favor of the host country, that's South Africa. After that, Uganda had been drawn against Malawi, a side they beat yesterday. Meanwhile, for South Africa, they went on to thrash the side, that's Tonga. to see who is going to finish in the 5th position. Uganda, of course, will meet the Sequence, will again meet the host country, South Africa, and the game will be coming tomorrow. Still bringing for you the updates in the ongoing netball tournament as the World Cup in South Africa. The semi-finals have taken place today, and in the results of the games that have just come to an end, England knocked out the defending champions, that's in New Zealand. New Zealand, they were looking for a way to defend the trophy after emerging as the champions in 2019. They have already been knocked out of the tournament. That's by England, a side that has never won the title before. The game ended by 46 to 40. And in another semi-final match that did take place today, there was a game between Jamaica. And Australia. Australia got it late against Jamaica, beating them by 50 to 46, which means England will now face the record champions Australia in the finals. Meanwhile, the third playoffs will see the team that's New Zealand playing it out with Jamaica. Away from that story, this time we are turning our angle to another story where there will be a game between Manchester City and Arsenal, and the game will be played tomorrow at 6 p.m. This is always a game which acts as a precursor ahead of the new season in English Premier League. It normally comes between the champions of English Premier League and the team that goes on to win the FA Cup. And if you take a look at how the season ended last season, it was Manchester City that won the English Premier League title and defeated their arch-rivals Manchester United in the final of the FA Cup. That means they will now have to face the Gunners that finished second in English Premier League last season. That's tomorrow. And if you take a look at how the Community Shield games have been played, the team that has gone on to win the trophy more than any other side is the team that's Manchester United. They have gone on to win it for 21 times. And Arsenal, who Manchester City is facing tomorrow, have won it 16 times together with Liverpool that have also won it for 16 times. The last time Arsenal won this competition was in 2021, also in the Community Shield. Away from that story, this time we are turning our focus to what is transpiring in the world of transfers, as teams like Chelsea, Manchester City, not forgetting about Manchester United, have today completed the 3 big deals. Starting with Chelsea, they have already completed the signature of Brighton and Hove Albion custodian Roberto Sanchez at a fee of £25 million. This is a goalkeeper whom Brighton and Hove Albion signed from Levante, a club that plays in Spanish Primera Division way back in 2013. And he has gone on to spend around 7 years with the Seagulls and is going to compete in the #1 spot with the Spain goalkeeper Kepa Arrizabalaga. And also Manchester United today confirms the signature of Rasmus Højlund from Atalanta, a guy whom Atalanta signed from Copenhagen, a club that plays in Denmark League, and they have signed him at £72 million. He is a striker. Meanwhile, for Manchester City today, they also confirmed the signature of Josko Vadol from RB Leipzig. He is a defender, 21 years of age, and he joined the club RB Leipzig 2 years ago from Dynamo Zagreb. Pep Guardiola confirmed the signature of this player today ahead of the new season. With that, we have come to the end of today's edition of Sports News at Westnile TV. My name remains Oracle Benson Pastore.
Thank you, Benson Pastore, for the sports news and the sports highlights. And with that, viewer, we've come to the end of the Nowcast on Westnile Television. Thank you for being with us from the beginning of the Nowcast to the end of the Nowcast, only on Westnile Television. Please stay tuned to the rest of the subsequent programs that may follow. My name is Akumringa Christine. Have a good day.